Good morning. It's August 11th, 2026. This is Ron Brown. I haven't gotten anything out to you in the past 10 days or so. The reason is I'm in an experimental drug treatment up at the University of Nebraska, Omaha, and it's kind of sapped my energy, so I just haven't felt like doing it. But I'm going to try to do something today. We're going to talk about the third quarter add-on being updated. So delete your warehouse and chart views before installing the new add-on. I'm also going to talk about the intro charts, some changes I made, slight changes, but I think they'll be very helpful. These charts are primarily for newbies, but they're really not, if you know what I mean. I use them quite a bit myself. Modifications to warehouse views. I went in and modified some of the warehouse views just to make it easier and more readable. So I'm just going to kind of ad-lib this, see what happens. As always, the market is your teacher. Any stock index or ETF mentioned in this presentation is not a recommendation to buy or sell. All trading strategies are used at your own risk. Okay, I'm in the warehouse and I've got my category scans open. And I just happened to go down to category 29 and I did made sure I had categories in front of all of these different methods of scanning. And I'm in my momentum combo intraday all securities. This is pretty much just a straight combo driver of these stocks to the upside. And all I'm looking for are the top stocks that are adhering to this combo. Heavily weighted towards intraday, a one-day change in range, up off the 52-week low, 52-week range, and so on, and above the moving averages. It seems to do a really good job of bringing stocks to the top of the list. Now, you can see there's 2,212 stocks that are positive for the day. If you want to eliminate that, let's just go down to the major market indexes and let's go to the NASDAQ 100. And you can see the changes. Let me get rid of this. Changes over here and high percentage one-day change and trading near the top of its range. So you can see the combo is doing its job. Now, if I go over here to the left and click on this and take it to the bottom, you can see these are all positive, but the intraday range is lower, much lower as a rule. Now, looking over here to the left, you can see that Tesla is down at number 47 out of the 51 securities. It is up 90 cents. The range is mid-range. It gapped up, but it is well off of its opening gap. You can see that right here. It gapped open to this point, and it's because it's now trading at 61.77% of its daily range. In other words, it gapped open. It was a positive gap open, but now it pulled back from that. And if we look at the chart, you can see that right here. I'm going to use alternate 1 so we can see it better. So let's talk about the changes or modifications I've made. Let's see, I added a weekly blank, I believe. It's been several days since I did this, but I think the most useful chart that I added is the daily end of day with an industry group overlay. And you can see this blue line is the industry group overlay, and you can see this group is now heading up. Notice how Tesla pretty much has tracked this group. Now I'm going to open this up. You can see the industry group as automobiles, and the entire group has been weak. If you want to see what other stocks are in this group, you can change to the industry group, and then here is everything right here. But I'm just going to go back to Tesla. Now, all industry groups are not this well defined. Let's just go up here to AXON and see what it looks like. You can see that AXON was outperforming its group, and then it pulled back. The group held pretty steady, and the industry group is defense primes. So it's just a secondary chart to look at to see how your stocks or stocks you're tracking are tracking along with the industry groups. Now this is a team, and you can see that this group has been, IT services has been very strong. Okay, I'm going to drop down here and look at Seagate. You can see this group has been all over the place. Got up to around $1,150, and now it's around $820. And to find out for sure where it is, I just dropped down to the intraday. And the last price is $816.60 within the last 5 minutes. Now I want to point out to you that these Wyckoff indicators, this is today's current information right here. So if you compare that, and I put this in the box here, so volume was, this is yesterday's volume was less than average, and today volume's low. The spread was below average, and the spread is below average today, and the close is mid right now, and the close was mid yesterday. So these columns right here, or these lines right here, represent what happened yesterday, and this is what's happening right now. Let's see. How about DoorDash? Okay, so DoorDash, volume's low. You can see that if you look down here. The spread is above average. Is above average. The close is very high, and the sentiment's bullish. What was it yesterday? Volume was high. The spread was above average, and the close was down. And you can see that right here. So you get a snapshot of yesterday and the current day on these Wyckoff indicators. Now I'm going to go back to all securities with my alternate spacebar, and I'm going to go to my category scans, except I'm going to go up to the scans that I moved up several weeks ago, and we're going to do the intraday. And for some reason, I didn't put the Wyckoff indicators in here on the intraday with the S&P sectors, but I went in and added these this morning just for consistency primarily. So where's the strength today? It's in the energy sector. And XLE, so we just dropped down to XLE. And this is the strongest group based upon the combo. And you can see the Wyckoff indicators as of last night. Let's just take a look at Valero Energy. So it was above average, wide, and very high. And today it is low, below average, but closing very high. So why is this group so strong? Well, open the fundamental panel and you'll see the increase in earnings and revenue over the past several quarters. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the fundamental panel. Leave it on Valero. Let's just drop down to the group overlay and look at this industry group. You can see how useful this chart can be. It's not always consistent. I mean, there's so many variables with stocks, but as a rule, it can give us a good idea what direction the group is heading in if they're assigned to an industry group. Okay, I'm going to go back up to the top here. And let's see what the weakest group is today. It's the consumer staples, which I think has been pretty strong recently. So I want to go down to XLP, if I can find it. There it is. And you can see that most of these stocks are down today. Now Target's up. Nobody wanted Target a few months ago. You can see that, but you can also see, let me zoom out. Let me make this weekly. You can see that it was in a real bad way down here. This is a weekly chart, and you can see the industry group is right here. But it suddenly took off. The group took off, and the stock took off. I'm going to go back to number one, and you can see that this is one of the leading stocks now. What did it get down to? Got down to looks like it got down to around 83, 84, and it's almost doubled that when it was really out of favor, and it's just taken off, and the group has had a lot to do with this. Now that's all I'm going to give you today. I just don't have a lot of energy yet. Sorry about that, but I'll be working on some things and making some modifications, try to make this a little bit easier to use. I know it's a complex program, but it's extremely powerful also. So thanks for listening, and I'll bring you something next week. Remember, delete your warehouse views and your chart views before you install the add-on. Thanks for listening.